All appearance and disappearance presupposes a change against some changeless background. Some seed consciousness must be existing even during sleep or swoon. On waking up, the experience runs, I am the body in the world. It may appear to arise in succession, but in fact, it is all simultaneous. A single idea of having a body in a world. Can there be the sense of I am without being somebody or other? Don't you see that all your problems are your body's problems? Food, clothing, shelter, family, friends, name, fame, security, survival. All these lose their meaning the moment you realize that you may not be a mere body. In a way, you are all the bodies, hearts and minds, and much more. Go deep into the sense of I am, and you will find it. How do you find a thing you have mislaid or forgotten? You keep it in your mind until you recall it. The sense of being, of I am, is the first to emerge. Ask yourself whence it comes, or just watch it quietly. When the mind stays in the I am without moving, you enter a state which cannot be verbalized, but which can be experienced. All you need to do is to try and try again. After all, the sense I am is always with you. Only you have attached all kinds of things to it. Body, feelings, thoughts, ideas, possessions, and so on. All these self-identifications are misleading. Because of them, you take yourself to be what you are not. What you are cannot be described, except as total negation. All you can say is, I am not this. I am not that. You are nothing perceivable or imaginable. Yet, without you, there can be neither perception nor imagination. You observe the heart feeling, the mind thinking, the body acting. The very act of perceiving shows that you are not what you perceive. Can there be perception, experience, without you? It is the experiencer that imparts reality to experience. An experience which you cannot have, of what value is it to you? In every experience, there arises the experiencer of it. Memory creates the illusion of continuity. Identity and continuity are not the same. Just as each flower has its own color, but all colors are caused by the same light, so do many experiencers appear in the undivided and indivisible awareness, each separate in memory, identical in essence. This essence is the root, the foundation, the timeless and spaceless possibility of all experience. You need not get at it, for you are it. It will get at you if you give it a chance. Let go of your attachment to the unreal, and the real will swiftly and smoothly step into its own. Stop imagining yourself being or doing this or that, and the realization that you are the source and heart of all will dawn upon you. With this realization will come great love, which is not choice or predilection nor attachment, but a power which makes all things love-worthy and lovable. My life is a succession of events, just like yours. Only I am detached and see the passing show as a passing show, while you stick to things and move along with them. I trusted my guru. He told me, I am nothing but myself, and I believed him. Trusting him, I behaved accordingly and ceased caring for what was not me nor mine. Things happen without cause and reason. Why attach importance to opinions, even your own? Everything is a miracle. As to my mind, there is no such thing. There is consciousness in which everything happens. Your mind is all with things, people, and ideas, never with yourself. Bring yourself into focus. Become aware of your own existence. See how you function. Watch the motives and the results of your actions. Study the prison you have built around yourself by inadvertence. By knowing what you are not, you come to know yourself. The only way back to yourself is through refusal and rejection. One thing is certain: the real is not imaginary. It is not a product of the mind. Even the sense I am is not continuous, though it is a useful pointer. It shows where to seek, but not what to seek. Just have a good look at it. Once you are convinced that you cannot say truthfully about yourself anything except I am, and that nothing that can be pointed at can be yourself, the need for the I am is over. You are no longer intent on verbalizing what you are. All you need is to get rid of the tendency to define yourself. All definitions apply to your body only, and to its expressions. Once this obsession with the body goes, you will revert to your natural state, spontaneously and effortlessly. Between the banks of pain and pleasure, the river of life flows. It is only when the mind refuses to flow with life and gets stuck at the banks that it becomes a problem. By flowing with life, I mean acceptance, letting come what comes and go what goes. Desire not, fear not, observe the actual as and when it happens. For you are not what happens, you are to whom it happens. Ultimately, even the observer you are not. You are the ultimate potentiality, of which the all-embracing consciousness is the manifestation and expression. There is something exceptional, unique about the present event, which the previous or the coming do not have. There is a livingness about it, an actuality. It stands out as if illumined. There is the stamp of reality on the actual, which the past and future do not have. I am real, for I am always now, in the present, and what is with me now shares in my reality. The past is in memory, the future in imagination. It is my own reality that I impart to the present event. We consider memories only when they come into the present. The forgotten is not counted until one is reminded, which implies bringing the past into the now. Desire is the memory of pleasure, and fear is the memory of pain. Both make the mind restless. Moments of pleasure are merely gaps in the stream of pain. How can the mind be happy? The universe is complete, And where there is completeness, where nothing lacks, what can give pain? The mind, by its very nature, divides and opposes. But there is another mind. In going beyond the limiting, dividing, and opposing mind, in ending the mental process as we know it, when this comes to an end, that mind is born. Joy and sorrow exist no longer, not as we know them, as desirable or repugnant. It becomes rather a question of love, seeking expression, and meeting with obstacles. The inclusive mind is love in action, battling against circumstances, initially frustrated, ultimately victorious. The mind creates the abyss, the heart crosses it. Like everything mental, the so-called law of causation contradicts itself. No thing in existence has a particular cause. The entire universe contributes to the existence of even the smallest thing. Nothing could be as it is without the universe being what it is. When the source and ground of everything is the only cause of everything, to speak of causality as a universal law is wrong. The universe is not bound by its content, because its potentialities are infinite. Besides, it is a manifestation or expression of a principle fundamentally and totally free. There is a lot of activity going on because of ignorance. Would people know that nothing can happen unless the entire universe makes it happen? They would but achieve much more with less expenditure of energy. When the past and future are seen in the timeless now as parts of a common pattern, the idea of cause and effect loses its validity, and creative freedom takes its place. Your own mother was not needed to give you birth. You could have been born from some other woman. But you could not have been born without the sun and the earth. Even these could not have caused your birth without the most important factor, your own desire to be born. The real world is beyond the mind's ken. We see it through the net of our desires, divided into pleasure and pain, right and wrong, inner and outer. To see the universe as it is, you must step beyond the net. It is not hard to do so, for the net is full of holes. Look at the net and its many contradictions. You do and undo at every step. You want peace, love, happiness, and work hard to create pain, hatred, and war. You want longevity and overeat. You want friendship and exploit. See your net as made of such contradictions and remove them. Your very seeing them will make them go. For everything, there are innumerable causal factors, but the source of all that is the infinite possibility, the supreme reality, which is in you, and which throws its power and light and love on every experience. But this source is not a cause, and no cause is a source. Because of that, I say everything is uncaused. You may try to trace how a thing happens, but you cannot find out why a thing is as it is. A thing is as it is because the universe is as it is. Is the witness consciousness permanent or not? It is not permanent. The knower rises and sets with the known. That in which both the knower and the known arise and set is beyond time. The words permanent or eternal do not apply. The absence of experience, too, is experience. It is like entering a dark room and saying, "I see nothing." Just as the knower of the body appears at birth, so he disappears at death. And nothing remains, life remains. Consciousness needs a vehicle and an instrument for its manifestation. When life produces another body, another knower comes into being. Is there a causal link between the successive body knowers or body minds? Yes. There is something that may be called the memory body or causal body, a record of all that was thought, wanted, and done. It is like a cloud of images held together. What is this sense of a separate existence? It is a reflection in a separate body of the one reality. In this reflection, the unlimited and the limited are confused and taken to be the same. To undo this confusion is the purpose of yoga. Does not death undo this confusion? In death, only the body dies. Life does not. Consciousness does not. Reality does not die. And the life is never so alive as after death. But does one get reborn? What was born must die. Only the unborn is deathless. Find what is it that never sleeps and never wakes, and whose pale reflection is our sense of I. How do you go about finding anything? By keeping your mind and heart on it. Interest there must be, and steady remembrance. To remember what needs to be remembered is the secret of success. You come to it through earnestness. Be free from contradictions. The goal and the way must not be on different levels. Life and light must not quarrel. Behavior must not betray belief. Call it honesty, integrity, wholeness. You must not go back, undo, uproot, abandon the conquered ground. Tenacity of purpose and honesty in pursuit will bring you to your goal. All will come as you go on. Take the first step. All blessings come from within. Turn within. I am, you know. Be with it all the time you can spare, until you revert to it spontaneously. There is no simpler and easier way. What is the purpose of meditation? We know the outer world of sensations and actions, but of our inner world of thoughts and feelings we know very little. The primary purpose of meditation is to become conscious of and familiar with our inner life. The ultimate purpose is to reach the source of life and consciousness. Incidentally, practice of meditation deeply affects our character. We are slaves to what we do not know. Of what we know, we are masters. Whatever vice or weakness in ourselves we discover and understand its causes and its workings, we overcome it by the very knowing. The unconscious dissolves when brought into the conscious. The dissolution of the unconscious releases energy. The mind feels adequate and becomes quiet. When the mind is quiet, we come to know ourselves as the pure witness. We withdraw from the experience and experiencer and stand apart in pure awareness, which is between and beyond the two. The personality, based on self-identification, on imagining oneself to be something, I am this, I am that, continues, but only as a part of the objective world. Its identification with the witness snaps. The sattva is pure and strong always. It is like the sun. It may seem obscured by clouds and dust, but only from the point of view of the perceiver. Deal with the causes of obscuration, not with the sun. Whatever happens, I must be there to witness it. What begins and ends is mere appearance. The world can be said to appear, but not to be. The appearance may last very long on some scale of time, and be very short on another, but ultimately it comes to the same. Whatever is time-bound is momentary and has no reality. I see the world as it is, a momentary appearance in consciousness. The supreme state is uncaused independent, unrelated, undivided, uncomposed, unshakable, unquestionable, unreachable by effort. Every positive definition is from memory and therefore inapplicable. And yet my state is supremely actual and therefore possible, realizable, attainable. Hello, greetings, and welcome. Allow yourself to be relaxed. Just simply be here. There's nothing to do. No effort is required. We are simply allowing ourselves to be. Don't be this, don't be that. Just be. No effort at all. Simply allow awareness to be aware. Notice that awareness is watching and noticing everything without any effort whatsoever. Notice how the body is breathing all by itself. Inhalation followed by exhalation, followed by inhalation, followed by exhalation. Notice how the heart is beating all by itself. No effort is needed. The body is functioning all by itself. So many different processes taking place all by themselves, involuntary. And awareness, silent and still, watches, is aware of this change, this process, this life that is living itself. Thoughts may or may not be appearing or disappearing, floating through your awareness like clouds. No need to identify with any of these thoughts. Simply noticing that thoughts are passing through this vast, spacious awareness. Perhaps emotions or feelings are being experienced. Let them come. Let them go. Let them be as they are. No need to change, fix, or control anything in this moment. Let go and let God. Relax. Allow. Trust life. Trust this moment. The body inhales. The body exhales. Awareness is aware. Awareness is the context, and consciousness, all that changes, all that comes and goes, is the content. No need to focus on that content. Of course you can, but you don't have to. Rather than focusing on that content, rather than identifying with consciousness, that content of consciousness, remain as the pure awareness, the I am that I am, prior to consciousness, prior to thought, prior to feeling, prior to any sensation, prior to any experience. Notice how this awareness is silent and still. It doesn't begin, it doesn't end. It is always present. Present awareness. Simple. Nothing special. Just this pristine, beautiful awareness. Yes. Say yes to what is. Acceptance is heaven, and resistance is hell. Say yes to the pain and the pleasure. Say yes to the seeming duality of life. Just for this moment. If you would like to resist later, you may. But for this moment, simply allowing everything to be as it is. Not demanding anything from this moment. Not demanding or expecting anything in particular of this moment or from this moment. Simply relaxing. Simply allowing life to unfold. I am. I am that I am. I am neither this, nor am I that. I simply am. Pure being. Nothing. No attributes, no qualities. No words or concepts or beliefs are needed in this moment. Do you need to believe something in order to exist? We're not trying to achieve anything. We're not trying to go anywhere. We're not trying to create some sort of experience. We are simply resting. Resting as the infinite. Resting as emptiness. The Heart Sutra of Buddhism tells us that form is emptiness and emptiness is form. There is one substance only. One absolute supreme reality. This absolute supreme reality is prior to awareness, prior to consciousness, prior to being and non-being. And you are that. Not the ego, not the seemingly separate self, not the psychological self, but you, the you-less you, the deepest you, that which is perceiving these words. You are that. Nisargadatta Maharaj said, "You are neither perceivable or conceivable, but that which makes all perception possible." Resting as awareness, not identifying with the body or the mind or anything perceivable or conceivable, We simply rest. As Ramana Maharshi said, come back the way you arrived. Return the way you came, going back and back, deeper and deeper, prior to everything, prior to all concepts, prior to all states of mind, prior to all experiences, prior to the experiencer itself. Coming back, allowing everything to dissolve, allowing everything to vanish, as Nisargadatta told us it would. Everything will vanish. Everything will disappear. Everything. What remains? Find out what remains. Let everything come that comes. Let everything go that goes. And find out what remains. What does not come? What does not go? What is without birth and without death? The I am, prior to the words I am. This, what is, the absolute supreme reality. Many of us experience life as energy, as vibration, as frequency. That is why music can be so helpful in our relaxation, in our meditation, in our contemplation, in our resonating with what is. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jesus Christ spoke about the peace that goes beyond understanding. This is the peace beyond the mind, the peace that is discovered when you discover what you are, and simultaneously when you discover what you are not. Resting as this primordial awareness, this primordial being with a capital B, prior to being and non-being. You are that. As the Absolute, there is nothing to fear. As the Absolute, there is nothing to desire. As the Absolute, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to be. You are not a person. You are not simply the psychological self. You are not the states of mind which are constantly changing. You're definitely not the ego, the false sense of a self, the contraction of energy. Notice, as awareness, you are prior to everything. As awareness, you are prior to everything. Prior to this, relax. Allow. Take the first step and all blessings will follow. Nisargadatta Maharaj reminded us. Take that first step inward to your heart, Hridaya, the spiritual heart, the heart of hearts, the core of your being. Stay there. No longer do you need to identify as an individual, as a wave when you are the ocean. All there is this, nothing appearing as everything, everything as nothing. The absolute appearing as the relative, the one appearing as the many. Simply relax. Allow. Witness. Notice. Rest. Allow the sense of a separate self to dissolve. Don't try to do it. If the ego tries to dissolve itself, tries to kill itself, it will only strengthen itself. But if you are clear, if you can see that you are not the psychological self, the doer, the thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, associations, but that which is prior, that which is watching, that which is witnessing, the silent, still awareness. Remain there. Remain as the pure awareness prior to everything, and then the absolute. It will embrace you. It will take you, whatever is remaining, it will take you into itself. And then there truly will be no thing. It's the void out of which everything comes, the nothing which is everything. Love, and prior to love, peace, and prior to peace, intelligence and creativity, and prior to intelligence and creativity, the source, the origin of all life, the Alpha and the Omega. Relax. Allow. Relax. And allow. I am that I am. I am that I am. Life is living life. No effort required. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. No one to be. Finally, you can rest. Rest in your own being, your own great nature. Vast, simple, natural. You don't have to pretend to be anything. And why would you? You can simply remain as you are. Be as you are. Freedom itself. You are freedom itself. Om. 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 Hello, greetings, and welcome. Allow yourself to be relaxed. Just simply be here. There's nothing to do. No effort is required. We are simply allowing ourselves to be. Don't be this, don't be that. Just be. No effort at all. Simply allow awareness to be aware. Notice that awareness is watching and noticing everything without any effort whatsoever. Notice how the body is breathing all by itself. Inhalation followed by exhalation, followed by inhalation, followed by exhalation. Notice how the heart is beating all by itself. No effort is needed. The body is functioning all by itself. So many different processes taking place all by themselves, involuntary. And awareness, silent and still, watches, is aware of this change, this process, this life that is living itself. Thoughts may or may not be appearing or disappearing, floating through your awareness like clouds. No need to identify with any of these thoughts. Simply noticing that thoughts are passing through this vast, spacious awareness. Perhaps emotions or feelings are being experienced. Let them come. Let them go. Let them be as they are. No need to change, fix, or control anything in this moment. Let go and let God. Relax. Allow. Trust life. Trust this moment. The body inhales. The body exhales. Awareness is aware. Awareness is the context, and consciousness, all that changes, all that comes and goes, is the content.
Sadguru Swami Shivananda Maharaj ki jai. Om Guru